Hello everyone, welcome back to Run the NBA, and today I wanted to talk about OG Anunoby. Someone who really broke out last year, someone who really broke out in the last month to month and a half of last year, who I don't think has been talked about enough for that breakout, and I think could continue to improve and continue to expand his skill set and his offensive game moving into this upcoming season. And so with that being said, today we're going to talk about OG Anunoby, how he could really break out for the Toronto Raptors next year and how important he could be for the success of the Toronto Raptors moving forward and what their ceiling as a team could be. With that being said, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. With that being said, let's talk about OG Anunoby and how he could do for the Toronto Raptors this upcoming season. OG Anunoby had a very good season last year, and his back end of the year is very much underrated. For this is not being talked about as much as it should, period. So this is when he only played 43 games last year. Of course, the Raptors were very much hit with some COVID protocols and COVID hit players last year. And unfortunately, OG Anunoby was one of those. He started off 43 of the games he played in over 33 minutes a night and averaged almost 16 points a night, his highest in his career by a long shot, and continued to give you one of the most elite on-ball defenders as far as wing defenders go in the NBA. Now, he's just a lockdown. If you need someone to get clamped one-on-one on the wing, OG is your guy. He's one of the best in the league to do so, and he continued to do that last year for the Toronto Raptors. But we all know what OG can do on the defensive end. We all know what OG is going to continue to do on the defensive end. He is one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. No questions about it. So let's talk about his offense, because that's where the improvements were. That's where the improvements are going to have to continue to be for OG Anunoby to continue to improve his game. Because quite frankly, he can't do much better than he already is on the defensive end. And OG Anunoby had another great, consistent, and most definitely the best three-point shooting season of his career, shooting nearly 40% from deep, making nearly 2.5 per game. His attempts nearly doubled last year, and his efficiency just went up. Volume is just continuing to increase for him, and efficiency is increasing along with it, which is always a good telltale sign of someone shooting for anyone in the NBA, and OG Anunoby definitely showed that last year. Still, most of those are off of catch and shoot. He's not really creating his own shot, and most of the ones that he does create off of his own shot and aren't off of catch and shoot are often late in the clock due to necessity and not great shots. That is still a big area of improvement that OG Anunoby would like to improve on, is his shot creation and his handle on the perimeter. And that's one of the biggest things he needs to work on the offensive end, and that's something we'll look to see if he can improve on for this upcoming season. And now, talking about shot creation and handle, it's definitely still not ideal, but we definitely saw in the last month to a month and a half of the season, when he was averaging in and around 20 points per game, that had improved for him. He was taking a few guys off of the dribble, off of hard closeouts. He was attacking the rim with his own dribble. Either that was finishing hard with a dunk, reverse layups, easier layups through contact, whatever it may be. He was a lot more comfortable using his dribble to get to the rim, whereas previously his offense was pretty much entirely either catch and shoot threes, whether that was from the corner, whether that was from more up on the wing, or you would get him making very good cuts. He is a very good cutter, and then finishing at the rim from there. But he felt a lot more comfortable using his dribble towards the back end of the year. He did it a lot more often and with enough success that it was fairly effective. He still did have some plays where his dribble just didn't look natural, didn't look comfortable, and would lose it too easily, but it's definitely a large improvement from where he's been over the last couple of years, being able to take guys on and get to the rim. Now, his mid-range game is definitely something in between the three-point line and the paint is not there much right now. He did have some plays where he could get up on some guys in the post and try and get some fadeaway bank shots, but there wasn't much there. He doesn't really have much for a pull-up jump shot right now either, although again, we did see some flashes of it towards the back end of last year. And so those are the types of things that I can hope for as a Raptors fan. And as far as OG Anunoby has continued to improve offensively throughout his NBA career, can probably realistically aspire that this year he can try to work on and develop a bit more of a pull-up jumper, a bit more of an in-between game, have his dribble be a little bit better, and then at an even more elite level at some point, although whether it comes this year or not, is if he can start to play make out of making those drives off of the perimeter on those closeouts, and that's really going to unlock his offensive game. Because he's going to always have room to drive off of guys off of closeouts. because I don't think OG Anunoby's dribbling is ever going to be good enough for him to be the primary ball handler. That's just way too much of a leap in his dribbling ability at this point in time in his career. But that's not to say that he can't get his dribbling enough to a point where he can attack guys off of closeouts and create a little bit for himself and for others. Because as someone who shoots about 40% from deep, making nearly 2.5 per game, he gets fairly aggressive closeouts. And so he's going to have a lot of chances to beat guys off of the dribble, off of those closeouts, and create his own shot at the mid-range, in the paint, or for others off of the playbank. And so OG Anunoby has a lot of room as far as dribbling goes, as far as the mid-range goes, and as far as his playmaking goes, for him to continue to improve on the offensive end. And I do not expect that he is going to be some amazing player in all of those offensive assets this upcoming season. But I think it's realistic to expect more of an improvement in the dribble. And I think it's more of a realistic expectation to expect a bit of an improvement in his ability to take guys on, finish at the rim, and a little bit more of a mid-range touch as well. Now, do I think OG Anunoby is going to absolutely break out and be some superstar player this year? No, definitely not. But I think most improved player candidates, OG Anunoby definitely has to be in that conversation. The absolute best case scenario, I think OG Anunoby is a borderline all-star this year. In worst case scenario, he's still an elite player with absolute shutdown defense who improves a little bit more on the offensive end and can maybe start creeping towards 17 or 18 points a night on continued good efficiency. You know the defense is going to be there from OG Anunoby. It's just a matter of how much do certain aspects of his defensive game improve, or offensive game improve. It's going to be a very exciting year for OG Anunoby, and I can't wait to watch him play once October rolls around. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys think we are going to get from OG Anunoby this upcoming season. As far as where I think he'll land, I think he's a little bit closer to the borderline all-star guy than he is just a slight improvement. I think OG Anunoby is going to be one of the most improved players in the league this year. I don't really have too many doubts about that. I think he's going to be up there in the most improved candidates. I think he's going to be close to a 20-point-a-game guy. And if OG Anunoby has close to 20 points a game, the Raptors are a playoff team. And with his continued defense, there's no reason why that isn't a borderline all-star. Whether he gets there and makes that appearance is a whole other question. But I think that's whereabouts we're going to see OG Anunoby next year. But as I said, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think we're going to get from OG Anunoby this upcoming season. Always curious to see what you guys think. So be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you want to hear my thoughts on other young players or rookies coming into the league this year and how I think they could do in their upcoming season or seasons, then be sure to click the box on the right hand side of the screen. That being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.